What is happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're keeping well. Well, I'm really happy that we've absolutely got to take it. Ends Newcastle 2, Tottenham 2. Stay tuned to the very end for my honest and full match reaction and analysis and Spurs player ratings too. But first, if you are new, please do like and subscribe to the channel. You're all welcome here, and every opinion as well is also welcome. I'm not one of those channels that just says, oh, you got to believe this, you got to believe that. I'll stick to my guns and my opinions. Very interested to hear yours, and yeah, prove me wrong by all means. But let's get straight into it. I'm honestly so keen to get to this one because I'm so proud. Firstly, I just want to say so proud of Frank and the boys. I mean, not many teams firstly come to James's Park and get a result. I think that's really important to know. You know, we showed real resilience, defensive discipline, sharp shot, and we were incredibly clinical. Let's be clear, let's retract. The majority of us thought we'd lose, whether it be Spurs fans, football fans, anyone that has an interest in football, wrote off Spurs and Thomas Frank, understandably, for this game. Well, we proved them all wrong. Not only did we, didn't avoid defeat, we've done that, we avoided defeat, but also we didn't lose. We just didn't lose at all, but everyone thought we'd lose by a large margin. That's the funny thing. And I've got a message to all those moaning Spurs fans out there, even after tonight, somehow, you all would have taken a draw at the start of the day. Not many sides do get a result at St James's Park. I personally received a lot of criticism for defending Frank. There are a lot of good points made in terms of the criticism towards my opinion. A lot of people maybe think, you know what, actually you've got a point, or I'm gonna change my mind a little bit on that. Some take it too far, of course, wishy harm, etc. But I always stick to my guns. I believe in something. That's me. I'm not sheep like the rest of my generation are away from football. I'm fully behind Frank. I've been very clear and vocal about that, and that he's not changing. And tonight is another example of that. And people go, Harry, what you want about? Tottenham poor, saved by Romero, blah, 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 blah. And I get where they're coming from to an extent, but I would say that Frank's clearly set us up with the aim of a draw. And we got that, yes. But we've defended well, in my view. People go, again, Newcastle scored 2 goals. Again, first goal was a really good strike where, they bring Anthony Gordon on, bring a bit of pace comes on. It's a kind of strange goal in a way. It's a good strike. It's kind of hard to prevent. Maybe Porro needs to not be as touch tight to Gordon. But the second goal for me, they get, and I hate blaming officials, but it's a pure and utter disgrace of a decision. It's completely incompetent. I don't believe, again, I don't use it as an excuse. It's maybe more of an explanation, but officials aren't the problem of football clubs at all. They're not like the reason that, you don't win this or you don't do well here, but this is a big factor, make no mistake about it, in this game. And it's frustrating because it's not a foul. It's not clear and obvious. VAR's there for clear and obvious. And Dan Burn's reactions, that's all you need to know. Dan Burn is being allegedly fouled by Bentancur. Burn was in utter shock when it was being checked by VAR. And he was in even bigger shock when it was given. That tells you all need to know. He wasn't expecting the foul. He knew it was 50-50, one half of the other than the other. That's how Burn rolls. It was aggressive both ways. Not a foul. Bentancur had to watch his step. That's all. So I completely disagree with that decision entirely. Really, really poor decision. But overall, I'm really happy. I think it's something to build on, for the players, for Thomas Frank. It's something to look at and go, look, they're positives to take out of this. What can we do next time? Implement this, keep that, change that. And also for the fans, it's something to get behind, And we saw real Frank principles for me. We saw high press, defensive, resolute, really good defensively. I know we conceded 2 goals, and it's frustrating to say. But being clinical as a Frank team, pressing as a Frank team, these are Frank principles. This is Frank's team. But let's get into my Tottenham player ratings, because I'm really happy. People go, why are you celebrating a draw? But to go to James's Park, again, not many teams have or will go there. And guess what result? It's a tough and hostile place to go. Newcastle weren't at the races for me. They weren't the best. They're the better of the 2 sides, but they still weren't at their best. But let's give them my Spurs player ratings. So, Vicario, I'll give a 7. Great tier, firstly, by the way fans chant his name throughout. Vicario. That was great to hear and great to see. The booing was completely abhorrent and disgusting that he received against Fulham. It's good to see him get that fan response. And he's made some good saves. Very good saves. He's been very reliable. Well, I don't want to say very reliable because I don't know if that's the case. What I will say is he's been very key for us this season in keeping us in games. He's been reliable when the team has let us down. I don't know if he's reliable overall. Porro, I'll give a 5. I think he's done really well defensively and players he had to deal with. However, he's got to do better when Gordon comes on. He's too touch tight. Dance, I'll give a 6. Neat, tidy. His long throws are a big threat. Romero, I'll give a 10. Gets a brace and keeps Voltemada quiet all game. He deserves big credit. Lots of credit. does Christian Romero deserve? And that's a captain's performance, my captain coming back in and proving how much we missed him in that Fulham game. Udogie, I gave a 6. I thought he had a couple of different players to deal with, Elanga, Murphy, and he dealt with them really well, Udogie, so really impressed with him, 6. Bentancur, I'll give a 6. Tidy performance from the Uruguayan. Penalty decision, of course, will bring his rank down, but I simply don't agree with it, so I still try to give him a high rating. Thought he'd done everything quite well. Pogba, I'll give a 7. Seen a lot of player ratings giving him lower, and I get that he, some points in the game he just go maybe missing a little bit in terms of he does something really good for 5-10 minutes, then you don't see him. But I think he's a generational talent, and he was starting to show that again in that first half. For me, he's the reason that we got to half time, not behind. He's the reason why we improved in the second half. Sarr, tidy performance, didn't see too much for him. I give him a 5. Kudus, not always tidy and perfect at times. Sometimes he's frustrating, but I think he's causing real problems. Great battle between those two. Mohamed Kudus, I would give a 7. Colin Warney, I'll give a 6. That fight was there in that second half, trying to get into the game, cause problems. He's up for the fight, it's fair to say. Give him a 6. Brennan Johnson, I don't mean this horribly, but I forgot he was starting. I really did. No impact on the game. Really like him. Generally, though, I'll give him a 4. And all 5 substitutes, Simmons, Richarlison, Tell, Odegaard and Gray, I've got down non-applicable, as we didn't see them for long enough in my view. But my favourite moment of the game was that second goal, Romero, to get the equaliser, and he's doing the Bruno Guimaraes celebration. There's a bit of to-do, wasn't there? A bit of vocals between him and Guimaraes at the end. And Guimaraes is a top Newcastle captain. He's a top player, and what he's done with the disabled fan as well when he scored just sums up him and what Newcastle's about. It's about the community. He's a great captain, seems like a good person. But away from that, this, in terms of football point of view, to not kind of the celebration in front of Newcastle fans. I mean, that is my captain right there in terms of, being bold, being proud. I think Tottenham can be proud of this result. A lot of Spurs fans sit here and go, I don't want to celebrate, celebrating a draw isn't trendy. It's not kind of, it's not a good thing. We should absolutely be celebrating this. If it was a club down the road from North London, secretly Woolwich, they would be absolutely partying. If they come back from behind twice and got a draw, that's the thing. We show real fight, mental resilience, the team spirit. Does people genuinely think that the players weren't playing for Frank? I mean, get your head fixed on, mate. You're entitled to your opinion about Frank, but, I believe in common sense. I believe in backing, and backing of managers is disappearing in football. I'm fully 110% behind Frank. This is not new after this game. This is supported by this game. Football's a results-based business. It's not easy on the eye sometimes. I totally appreciate that. Sometimes you will have to ride your luck. That's his football. We're now seeing Frank principles, which has taken its time. I acknowledge that. There's no need to jump to conclusion. 14 league games in, it hasn't been perfect. In fact, it hasn't been good enough. But tonight proved that Frank can come out with a tactical masterclass. The players can deliver on a game plan. I just think patience is needed. But no, very happy with Tottenham to get that draw. And I just think there's far too much negativity within the fan base. I think we need to, recognise that we all would take that, and we all would have at the start of the day. Get on the comments below. How do you feel as a Tottenham fan right now? I don't want to go, I'm absolutely buzzing through the roof, because, it could be better, of course, winning the game. But I'm happy, really happy, more than content with that result. If you're new, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for your continued support. That's my full match reaction, brief analysis, and Tottenham player ratings to be analysed more in the podcast Thursday night with my excellent panel. I'll be putting your questions and others to them, putting them on the spot, getting feelings, how they feel as a Spurs fan, and go through everything that happened in this game. Thank you so much for watching. We'll now play the outro. It's a new Christmas outro, so it's an intro, Christmas themed. It was recently a new intro dropped anyway, but we've added more. We've made it Christmassy for this month as well, so a little bit different for you. So enjoy that. It was the same as the intro beforehand, but a massive come on, you Spurs. Proud of Frank, proud of the players, and the supporters as well. Big up to them for travelling to Newcastle. They are, but Frank needs to know that they are proper Spurs fans. We appreciate their commitment and dedication to this fantastic football club.
Just like a song, I'm right on my